Don't look now, but God is talking with you. How do you suppose this book came to you at this exact moment in time? Coincidence? Happenstance? Serendipity? Really? During the very period in your life when you could really use some answers, you genuinely think you came across these words as a coincidence? I know, it sounds improbable, if not impossible, that God, if there even is a God, would decide to talk with you personally right now. Why would God want to do that? Let's consider that question within a larger context. What if God is willing to talk to you all the time, and not only to you, but to all of us? Not just the Pope or some saints and sages, or an occasional spiritual teacher here and there, or even an author now and then. Suppose God engages in direct communication with everyone who seeks a conversation. Or, to put it even more intriguingly, what if God is communicating with all of us all the time, even when we're not actively seeking such a conversation? Well, here's the news. Both statements are true. Oh, and yes, there is a God. That's also true. Now, the higher power might not be what you think it is, if you think it exists at all. You can refer to it in any way you wish. He, she, life, source, pure energy, the primal essence, the universe, etc. But God is real, all right, and two-way communication with this very real God can change your life. But wait a minute, you might say, insisting on an answer to the earlier question. I really need to know, why would this God that you say exists suddenly communicate with me if I did not seek such a conversation? The answer is that you did. You might not know or remember that you did or realize how you did, but you did. Nothing comes to you unless you draw it to you in some way. Welcome events, unwelcome events, anticipated events, totally unexpected events. All of life's occurrences, experiences, conditions, circumstances, situations, incidents, and happenings are things that you have drawn to yourself. The only question is whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously, actively or passively, intentionally or unintentionally, purposefully or accidentally. In the present instance, you might have drawn this communication from God unconsciously or passively, but I assure you that it was an energy within you that magnetized the book you are now listening to and delivered it to you, whether you believe that or not. Okay, you might say, let's assume that's possible. But the opening sentence of this book says God is talking with me. I might have found an interest in this book, but calling it a direct communication from God is another thing entirely. Did you decide that your first book was a conversation with God just because you said that it was? No. Fair question, but the answer is no.